Hi everyone, we continue series on American English Grammar Fundamentals, and today we are discussing past simple tense. We use past simple tense to describe actions or events that started and ended before now. Typically, we know when exactly in the past it happened. There will be some time phrase in a sentence signaling that. For example, Pablo moved to the United States in 2017. He finished college last year. He didn't receive any emails from his girlfriend last week. Let's look at the form of an affirmative sentence now. You need to remember that some verbs in English are regular and some verbs in English are irregular. This is very important for an affirmative sentence in simple past. To make an affirmative sentence using regular verb, you need to use a subject, take the base form of the verb, and add ending ed. To make a sentence using an irregular verb, you will need to use the simple past form of that verb, also known as second form. Let's look at the examples. Pablo played tennis yesterday. Pablo went shopping last night. Played is a regular verb, so I added ed ending to make a simple past form of this verb. Go is an irregular verb. I cannot say Pablo go shopping last night. I need to use the simple past form for go, which is went. Let's look at the negative sentence. And here I have good news. Both for regular verbs and irregular verbs, you will be using the same structure. You will need to use a subject, add didn't, and base form of the verb. For example, Pablo didn't play tennis yesterday. Pablo didn't go shopping last night. His family didn't move to Texas last summer. His family didn't know about his shopping addiction. Remember, we use didn't in spoken language. In academic writing, we avoid contractions. So in writing, you will have to use the full form, did not. Let's look at questions form. To make a yes-no question in simple past, you will start with did, then you will add the subject and base form of the verb. For example, did Pablo play tennis yesterday? I have only two possible answers. Positive is yes, he did, or negative, no, he didn't. To make an information question using simple past, you will start from question word, add did, add subject, and base form of the verb. For example, where did Pablo play tennis last night? When did his family move to Texas? Let's talk about the verb to be in simple past, which has a life of its own because it does not need any auxiliaries, and also it is an irregular verb, so it changes the form. To make an affirmative sentence using the verb to be in simple past, you need to use the subject and the simple past form of the verb to be, which is different for singular and plural. For singular subject is was. Plural subject is were. For example, Pablo was in class yesterday. Pablo and his sister were in class yesterday. As you can see in the first sentence, my subject is Pablo, singular. That's why I'm using was. In the second sentence, my subject is Pablo and his sister. It's a plural form, so I'm using were. To make a negative sentence with the verb to be, you will use a subject, wasn't or weren't, depending on whether your subject is singular or plural. For example, Pablo wasn't in class. Pablo and his sister weren't at the meeting. To make a yes-no question in simple past using the verb to be, you will start from was or were, then you will add your subject. To make an information question, you will start with question word, add was or were, and your subject. For example, where was Pablo yesterday? Where were they? In this sentence, my subject is they, plural. So I have to use the form were, which is the plural form of the verb to be in the past. Practice time. Complete the following sentences using the past simple. Please pause the video for several minutes. Give yourself time to complete the task. Let's check. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe not to miss my next lesson, and I'll see you in my next class.